Welcome back, guys, to an actual review. I think the last game I reviewed was Pokemon Sword and Shield, and that's been quite a while. And I wanted to wait a while before I review Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, simply because I've looked back at my Sword and Shield review, and while I still think most of what I said holds true, I did feel disappointed that my current opinion on Sword and Shield has vastly changed. Like Sword and Shield, since it's been 2 years, I've never stopped playing it. I'm over 1,000 hours, and it's one of my favorite games. That's out there, and I don't think that review I did back then reflected that pretty much. Like, it was mostly done. I believe I did it like a month after the game was released, and that's a game that still to this day is features more content every month with new raid battles and whatnot. So there's still a lot. Still, it doesn't necessarily mean that you should wait a few years before you review every game. So Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl has been out now for a few months. I've played it for over 100 hours, and I feel I can safely give you all my opinions. And as you can notice, I'm gonna do this podcast style. I don't really have the time or the skills anymore, not that I necessarily ever had them, to do a proper, well organized review, if you will. So I'm just here to chat and give you my opinion on this game. As most of you know, I'm pretty much a huge Pokemon fan. This is pretty much all I play today, and I have lots of opinion. And Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, I believe, were solid games. I did like them a lot more than I thought. Before I start, I need to mention that Generation 4 is by far my least favorite generation of this series. I actually, when Diamond and Pearl came out back in the day, I actually stopped playing Pokemon all the way until Black and White came out. And then eventually I would go back and play complete both Pearl and Diamond, and also Heart Gold and Soul Silver. So I did eventually catch up, but for some reason Gen 4 I've never been a huge fan of. And even with Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl having been completed, I would still safely say that this is by far my least favorite generation of the bunch. But for many of you, it might be your favorite. I know for many people, this is the first Pokemon game they've ever played. So with that being said, let me start this review. The first thing I want to talk about are the negatives about this game, the things that I did not enjoy as much. And for me, I think since this was not handled by Game Freak, I believe this was done by Orca, there is a lot of lifestyle improvements that has been made to Pokemon since Diamond and Pearl that have sadly not carried over to this game, especially compared to Sword and Shield. And the biggest one, or the first one, is the XP candies have not returned in this game, sadly. This means that in order to get a Pokemon to level 100, which is necessary if you want to bottle cap it to max out its stats, it can take a while. And I know because I've done a few to level 100, and you can basically add like 10 hours of grinding to get a Pokemon to level 100. It's really, really long. And with Sword and Shield, like basically I have enough candy after 2 years of raids to basically level about 50 to 70 Pokemon to level 100 from level 1 instantly. And it's instant. That's what I like about that. So I do wish that would have been carried over into Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Also, another thing I really hate is that breeding takes forever in this game. It's not like Sword and Shield. I'm not sure if it's actually the same breeding mechanics as in Diamond and Pearl, but it looks to be similar, because I can probably hatch around 12 eggs in Sword and Shield by the time I hatch one in this game. It's just, I don't know why, even with a Pokemon that has the Flame Armor ability, it seems to take forever, and that was something that was fixed before. Obviously, TMs are now breakable again, since they were that way in Diamond and Pearl. I don't know why they made this decision. It's just not a very good one. Max raid battles. This is something like max raid battles were not in the original Diamond and Pearl, obviously, and not necessarily needed to be in this game, but to have something similar. I don't want Pokemon to go back to not having a good co-op option to play with friends, because max raid battles are just a blast to play, and something that people who don't enjoy competitive battling can do with their friends. It was really fun, and it's not in here, unfortunately, and that was one of my biggest problems with this game. is that they did not introduce anything new. They just remade the game. When I played Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they not only included Mega Evolutions, which was an awesome feature Gen 6 brought, but also included brand new Megas to the game. So you had a new reason to play the game. You had new stuff. In this game, there's nothing new. Even in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, there was 5 new Pokemon and a brand new storyline. In this game, there's nothing new. So I really hope, and I think most of the blame here is because this was a new developer that just wanted to keep it safe. And I don't think the Pokemon Company gave them much leeway, but I really hope that when they do remakes in the future, that first off, they do them in-house and that they at least bring something new to the table. Like the next one is Black and White. That I say the next one. We never know. They might go back and do another Gen 1 remake, but I would hope that they would bring something new to the table instead of just simply remaking the game, because I found that was one of the biggest strengths of Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, is that there was some brand new stuff to experience for the first time. And finally, for some reason, the shiny charm in this game was designed so that it would only work with egg hatching, so you only get the extra shiny boost when you hatch eggs, and you do not do that. You do not have that with random encounters, even though when you look at the description of the shiny charm in-game, it does not tell you that. So I'm quite puzzled by this decision. It seems backtracking to me. So hopefully this, for some reason, is only something that will apply to Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Having said all that, there are a lot of modern improvements to this game. For example, the XP share is now back on. And I know some people hate the XP share, and I do wish it would be a toggle like in X and Y. So for people who for some reason hate themselves and want to play without the XP share, would have that opportunity. I would say that I also wish the friendliness aspects of this game would have the toggle on, because a lot of my Pokemon were friendly towards me like after like the 3rd gym. So I'm not a big fan of that aspect of the game, so I wish that had a toggle too. But with XP share, I'm really a big fan of it because it allows you to use a whole party without necessarily having to grind at every gym. Before every gym, if you want to use certain Pokemons, you can use them when you feel it appropriate. I like the fact that Pokemon boxes are now usable from everywhere. That's really fun. That's something that was brought in, I believe, with Let's Go, and that's something I want to see in every game from now on. And nature mints are also back, as well as the ability to not have to use HM, which is something that we're all grateful for. Also, a very surprising aspect to this game is there's a very fun difficulty spike right at the Elite Four. I think if you talk to people who've played Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, they will all say the same. The champion in this game, probably the hardest champion ever. And of course, you could always go there and one-shot everything if you're well prepared, but for those that are not, even if you're at the appropriate level, you probably won't beat the champion on your first try, which is something not most Pokemon game can claim. Also, the decks in this game, I really enjoyed completing the decks. It took me about a month and a half to complete the decks, and usually I complete the decks in most Pokemon games in about a week. And this one, I don't know what it was. For some reason, I had a blast doing it. Probably because I haven't played Gen 4 as much as the other gens, because I did not like it. So most of these Pokemons, even though I know them, I've never actually gone to the trouble of evolving them or whatever the case may be. I just traded for them before, so I had a lot of fun completing the decks. There's also incoming events that Nintendo or the Pokemon Company keeps releasing that grants you new mythicals, but they don't just grant you the mythical. They give you an item, and then that particular item unlocks a new event in game for you to go catch the mythical Pokemon, which is something neat. Unfortunately, it's time based, so if you're seeing this review a year in the future, these events are probably gone, but it's still something to look forward to. I believe we have a Darkrai event in March, on April 1st, and then after that there's going to be 2 more mythicals that are not available in this game, and those are Celebi and Deoxys, and I'm not sure if those will be added through events in the future or if you will only be able to bring them in the game via Pokemon Home once that is supported into this game. So for a conclusion, I think Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are very good games, solid games, very enjoyable Pokemon adventures, but if you're a casual fan, I would skip them They're not necessarily offering anything new to you, but if you're a hardcore Pokemon fan like me, you can do no wrong by playing these games. I believe you'll have a great time. And that's pretty much it for today. I think I enjoyed talking about these games. If you have any questions, or if you have comments, or if you just want to give your 2 cents about Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, feel free to do so in the comments below. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.